Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realtors with 3 S's. I'm your host here, Chantel Francis, here to talk about Love Island UK Season 7, Episode 23, 23. Yes, so if this is your first time here, please just do this channel a favor and subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe. We're just trying to build a community of people that love reality TV as much as I do and as much as the people do in my chat, because we love chatting today, especially about Love Island UK. So this I thought was a pretty good episode. It had a lot of drama. It started with Toby confronting Kaz and Liberty, and he don't want that smoke. He is too immature. He doesn't know what he has done. He doesn't get it at all. So the fact that he's going over kind of with a bit of an attitude, asking like what he did and why he got pied in the Snog, Marry, Pie game. Well, Liberty was very clear. She's like, I'm standing up for my friend. You deserve to be pied. True. And with Kaz, she's like, you're disrespectful. You disrespected me. And he just decided that he wanted to go and defend his actions. That guy's a mess. Hi, Anna. Thanks for joining. What did you think about the Toby and Kaz of it all? I'm not a fan of Toby. I was starting to like Toby and Chloe with their hideaway. I thought it was kind of cute. But after this episode, this is a hot take, maybe. I think that Toby's a game player, because we saw how mad he got that he was in the bottom 3 with Chloe the last dumping. I think he's been thinking about this, and maybe they talked about it in the hideaway when there was like no cameras really around. And they're like, well, you better go and apologize to Kaz, because if we want to win this game, we need to have the UK public on our side. So I think that is why he's trying to go and make amends and look like he's a good guy to go and settle things with Kaz, because it seems, and this is what Chloe said, that the public doesn't like how they got together. That's my thoughts. What do you guys think? Hi, Sam. Okay, but why didn't he expect, why did he expect to get one after the way he acted? Exactly. Like, no matter what, he deserved to get a pie. Like, he should be like, oh man, yeah, I deserve that. Like, that's like the attitude he should have had. But I really think it's that he's been playing a game, and one thing that he was saying that was just bothering me, he really, really got on my nerves this episode. And he's like, he kept on being like, oh, I could tell that she had something bottled up inside. I've been trying to get her to speak, but she hasn't said anything. And it's like, you know, she hasn't said anything because you should be smart enough to know that what you did was kind of a dick move. And that, you know, you haven't apologized for it. She let it go. It's fine. She's not interested in you anymore. She lets you go and have your fun with Chloe. She doesn't have to like you or be nice to you anymore. That's your punishment for being a jerk. Anger. Tobias is very childish. Childish. Who said that? Oh, Michael. Childish. He is hyper aware of how people view him on the outside. Absolutely. At the same time, he lacks emotional intelligence. Absolutely. And a relationship experience and dealing with women experience. And being a respectful, like, person interacting with women. So I was really, really irritated with him in this episode. I think that the reason why I was mad, oh my God, I'm just putting this together now, is because they pied him, and that is not going to look good for his reputation on the outside. Yeah, you're on it, and Anna, you're on the same page as me. He's playing probably the biggest game. He wants to win with Chloe. Not going to win with Chloe. He's right. After Snog, Marry, Pie, with both Liberty and Kaz, who are probably fan favorites because they're OGs, and we want them to have good experiences in love. And he really did Kaz dirty. So yeah, I think that he's just wants to get those viewer votes. sir didn't even recognize he had to apologize for what he was saying. Sorry, what he was saying. That's exactly what it is. I was so happy when Kaz calls him out and is like, well, do you even know what you're apologizing for? I'm sorry. I'm just apologizing. I'm here apologizing. I'm sorry. Like, well, what are you sorry for? I mean, I'm sure that Chloe must have coached him what to say, because he is not, in my opinion, smart enough to know what he's actually was apologizing for. And I didn't really believe him, but I think that she just didn't care to have any more beef. But I don't think she was sold on his apology. He wanted to turn up and shout at he wanted her to turn up and shout at him, but Kaz is not even angry. Yeah, she's not bothered. She's not bothered. Like, she's annoyed for sure, but she's not going to like yell at this child so that he can feel justified in his actions. No. She's too old for that. Like, that's like a high school drama. Kaz is like in her late 20s, or like 26, I think. Hi, Sam. The cop-out excuse of "it led me to where I am today." Really annoying. They did that on, I don't know if you watched the American Bachelor season with like Jason Mesnick and Molly is who he ended up with. He kind of broke up with her. And I think, if I remember correctly, this was probably a decade ago, him saying something like, I'm really sorry for what happened, but like, I'm really happy where I am right now. I'm really happy where I am today. And I had to go through that in order to get to where I am today. It's like, yeah, sure. But you could also have done it in a nice way where everybody was respected and you didn't really humiliate somebody on national television. I don't know. You could have gotten what you wanted without being a complete dick. It's just my thoughts. Hi, Phil. I would love to go on Love Island, but they would definitely not put anybody on there that would be meant for me, I don't think. I'd want someone older than 35. Not a thing on that show. B, I'd want someone multicultural in some capacity. They don't really do that. C, I'd want somebody that's established in their career and really, intelligent, smart, creative. And I just don't know if the depth that I would be looking for, they always have on that show. And it could, for the most part, be that they're at least 10 years younger than I usually would go for. Just saying. Cass is 26. Yes, I thought. Oh, yeah, I said that. Yeah. 24? I said 26. I said late 20s. I don't think it's like mid 20s, I guess, still. Yeah, Toby, he just doesn't get it. She's like, I'm not even angry. She's like, I'm just over it. And then she just gets up and walks away. I was like, walk away, Kaz. Like, make him so frustrated and not know what's going on and be like, oh my God, like, what am I going to do? The public is not going to think I'm a good guy because Kaz walked away. And then, like, being like, oh, she's acting childish because she walks away. It's like, no, buddy, you don't get it. So she's kind of tired of having the conversation. To explain to you why she felt disrespected is kind of annoying. You should be able to get that. You made the move. You chose to disrespect her. And part of it was because he kissed Chloe the night before and did not tell Kaz about it and I think Kaz asked him about it and he lied. And so she's like, you lied to me, you kissed. Chloe even said to Kaz that, like, well, Toby didn't want to say anything to you until the next day. And they end up sleeping in the bed together the same night, and he didn't take ownership for what he had done. She's just like, I just don't feel like having this conversation with you. You are not worth my time anymore. You're wasting my time in here. I don't want to explain to you how to be a decent person. You should have that in your heart already. That's what I think. It also doesn't help that much, like Cinco with Cash. Toby still leans on Kaz for that friendship energy she provides. I know. And that's something, I don't know if it was on the show or if it was just a clip that I saw on Love Island US, but Kaz kind of forgave Cinco and is like, hey, like, I still want to wear your do-rag and, I want to just hang out and have fun with you. And so she is giving back Cinco what Cinco loves about Cash. And I wish that wasn't the case. I wish that he, like, didn't get to have all that sunshine that she gives off, because he doesn't deserve it. He doesn't deserve it. I can't wait to talk about Love Island, though. I'll be talking about it in half an hour on, well, I see across the street because it's on my next stream for Love Island USA. I just have lots of words to say about that episode. He's always in her space when he's not with Chloe and the boys. Because she's very likable, and she's warm, and she's fun, and she's smiley, and she's comfortable. She's been there from the beginning. Like, if you want that energy, you kind of have to be a little bit more respectful. Not with it, Toby. Tobias. Hi, Netha. He was acting like a child having a tantrum. Absolutely. Just like storming her about. Like, I was like, oh. So Kaz goes and pulls over Faye because she's pissed and probably about to cry. That's probably why she's going to leave, because she's going to cry. And she's just like, apologize for being a prick. That's all I want you to do. And she's like, it's rude. And I love that Faye just gets it. She's such a supportive girlfriend. Like, she knows what to say. I'm like, thank you, Faye, for being here and just like being a sounding board for these women, because when these guys turn up incorrect, like, she puts them in their place and she's not afraid to do so. So I love that about Faye. I think Faye is my favorite Islander at this point. I'm loving her and Teddy. I think that they could have a relationship that goes, because I love that he takes it. I love that he wants to be with her, that he's willing to take some of her attitude and her digs. Like, I like it. So I hope that works out. So Toby goes and talks to the lads, and she's like, oh, I still think Kaz has stuff like built up inside of her. And I'm just like, shut up, Toby. Shut up. He doesn't get it at all. He's just making himself look like the victim. And like, oh, I'm the bigger person because I tried to talk to her and she walked away because she has stuff built up inside. It's like, Toby, you don't get it. You were disrespectful. You didn't consider her feelings. You only cared about where you were going to stick it in. And if you had any sort of respect level for her or care for her, you might have just taken into consideration just a little bit her feelings, and you didn't. You just go around and you feel that it needs to be on your time when people decide they want to forgive you. It's like, take a seat. I'm just not a fan. You guys could be dumped next. Chloe, you made your move. Like, I like Chloe more than I like Toby for sure. I was kind of liking them yesterday from the Hideaway, but after this, nope, not for me. So Faye is talking to, I think she's talking to Kaz at that moment, and you hear Toby calling across the garden, being like, "Don't, if you want to talk to me, talk to my face. I can hear my name. I can hear my name." I'm just like, who put a quarter in you to have so many opinions? Like, be quiet, Toby. And so Faye snaps back. I love how she claps back all the time. She is not afraid of saying her mind and what she's feeling. And she's like, you are a disrespectful pussy. Give it, Faye. I thought she said twat, and then I think she said pussy, though, which I think, either way, it's hilarious. Disrespectful twat is pretty funny. But I was a little bit annoyed with Teddy, who was in on the conversation with Toby, for him kind of seeming to side with Toby, being like, telling her to be quiet and like to not be screaming across the garden. And I was like, I don't know, get not wanting your girl to be yelling at someone across the garden, but I don't know, I would be pissed if he like was rude to me in front of people. Like, be quiet. Like, and she does call him out for it, saying like, you were treating me like I was a dog, and that isn't cool in my book. So Toby's still angry, and he goes and he interrupts Liberty and Jay because he wants to talk to Liberty about what was going on. And Liberty was very, very clear. She's like, Kaz is my girl. I stand for Kaz. What you did was disrespectful. And she kind of explained it to him. And he pretends, in my opinion, he's pretending like he's sorry for what he said. And in what I wrote down at that point, I'm like, let's dump them. I want Toby to feel the pain of being disrespectful. Oh, wouldn't that be Wouldn't that be just delicious? He needs to get a taste of his own medicine, or to realize that his actions do have consequence, because he seems to think the only consequence is a pie in the face. But I think getting dumped would be, he'd figure some things out. Absolutely. Hi, Jordan. So I don't just like how Black girls never have options. They just have to accept whoever wants them. Exactly. And I'm going to talk about this in the Love Island US stream. But I was listening to After the Island, and that's with two women that are from Love Island USA season 1. And so they do a podcast and they talk to like a lot of the ex Islanders, and they're saying that they want Cash, and they think that Cash and Corey should be dumped because they're in a friendship couple, and like that maybe they're not in the right headspace to be able to find somebody in the villa, that they're like, and kind of putting it on them, being like they haven't been able to make a connection, like it's their fault. Well, I think that Cash has been open enough. I know she's saying a lot of the times, like, I'm not open. Like, you know, she took some responsibility for Cinco wanting Trina because Trina's legs were open. Sorry, just said it. But I think it's because the producers aren't putting in people that are into them. And like, isn't it just so lucky for these two beautiful white women that never really have to experience not having men attracted to them because of their skin color, get to say like they think that they should be dumped because they haven't tried hard enough to find a connection. They would have a connection if you put in 5 people that were interested in each of them. Like, it's just facts. Amy is a beautiful woman, and she's like you can't tell what her background is, so she's exotic. And so every single person's going to be attracted to her because she's just like universally beautiful. But Cash is universally beautiful to me, but to people that aren't into Black people, she's not attractive at all. Do you know how many times I've had people say to me, "Oh, you're really good looking for a Black girl." Excuse me? Anyways, so I am really offended that they don't give them chances to find love. And the only people that have been dumped, other than Chugs, because that was just like by default, haven't they all been of color? Just saying. Hi, Tasha. So couldn't they put in 2 boys and 1 girl instead of the other way around? Oh, I haven't seen that episode yet. That's tonight. And I'm just like, why did they need more girls in there? And then 1 mixed guy that, like, who knows if he's going to like Cash or not? Because sometimes mixed guys don't like Black women as well, because especially if they're raised by their white side, that they don't seem to have appreciation for their Black side. Sometimes. It's a very gross generalization. That's not everybody, but it is a trope that they're going to have a different perspective if they're like raised by their white side of their family, and whether or not they've chosen or been introduced to their Black side, and really allow themselves to get entrenched in it. So I don't really have any hopes for them, because he doesn't look to me like somebody that's going to be interested in her. Like, look at Toby. He looks like he's mixed. He went for Chloe. Teddy looks like he's mixed. He went for Faye. So wasn't a fan of Teddy telling Faye to shush in front of the boys like that. Yeah, I was just like, you shush, Teddy. As if Toby didn't start the yelling. Exactly. Any producers on which 2? Oh, any prediction on which 2 will be going home? What are we voting on? We're voting on for a favorite girl and boy, and they're going to be at risk. And I think that they say at risk in case 2 people that they want to keep are actually at risk, and then they can send in some new people to like potentially keep them. So at risk, Lucinda's kind of with Aaron now, but people might see that she's playing a bit of a game. I think Danny's at risk. Get out of here. I think Danny and AJ, to me, I don't think that they set her up for success. She's too old for the people they have in the villa. And there was a point in the episode, it really kind of grossed me out, where Danny and her are sitting and talking to each other, and he kisses her, and I felt that she wasn't completely reciprocating the kiss, and that it was a little bit too aggressive and a little bit too like much for her. And I don't think that she's feeling that relationship. I think that he's really sticking it on her, and I don't think that she's actually vibing with it, but she's being polite. That's my thoughts. Feel like it's Toby and AJ. Ooh, Toby, yeah, Toby really, Toby or Danny. I would love it for me to be Toby. Toby and AJ could make sense. Yeah. Oh my God. Yes, I just listened to that. I was so pissed. Producers aren't placing people for them. How is that fair? Exactly, Sam. Like so when I listen to things like that, like I haven't been able to listen to their show because I don't usually like their perspectives. It's too basic. Like it's just way too basic with not an ounce of critical thinking and not an ounce of empathy for what it's like to be not white, like not beautiful blonde hair, blue-eyed, skinny, like, you know, Elizabeth is the exotic one out of the two of them, like, or not Elizabeth, sorry, Alex is the exotic person out of the two of them, like, because she's a little bit tomboy, but like she's still very basic, and Elizabeth is basic. And they get to have this huge platform to make these claims like that Cash doesn't deserve to stay there because she hasn't found love. Well, the producers don't deserve to have their jobs because they haven't put in people that are interested in Corey and Cash and not just interested in staying with them so they can stay on the villa because they know that they're the fan favorite, or that they like their personality but they're not attracted to them. Like, take a seat, ladies. Take a seat. Those women don't have a proper perspective at all for someone like Cash. Absolutely. Like, they don't get it. They don't get it at all. Like, I'm riding though. I'm loving my Selly and I'm loving my Justine. They know where it's at. They are riding hard for Giovanni and Cash. And those are my people. Those who I want to win the game. One of the two of them. I don't know if Giovanni's going to do it with Olivia, but if Olivia is really getting open to having like with him and like they survive Casa more, I really like, I hope that she just is actually starting to fall for him and that she has her guard up just because he's so different from what she's used to. But anyways, I'm going to talk about that show in like 20 minutes. Okay. Hi, Jessica. Yes, I saw a little bit of After the Island episode. I had to stop watching them. They just don't get it. And they don't want to talk about the real things. They're very surface. They're so surface. I'm like, oh, I don't want to watch this. I used to watch them a little bit more last season, and like they didn't get the whole Johnny situation, and like their perspective was like they want to save face all the time, and yeah, it's just not good. Hi, Cassandra. Teddy doesn't look mixed to you. What, you think he looks full? I feel like he looks mixed. I feel like his hair says to me that he's mixed. And his skin tone says to me that he's mixed. That's what I thought. It's Islander's choice, so Toby definitely won't be going home. Ah, shite. That sucks. So yeah, bye Danny, bye AJ. Oh my God, wouldn't it be delicious if it was by Hugo? I'm sorry, Hugo, you are a very sweet human being, but I'm done with your story. Funny how these bombshells are meant to cause havoc and heads turns and they're getting dumped. Yep, the bombshells have been so underwhelming. The only bombshell this Love Island summer is in the US. I think Wes is a very deserving bombshell. He could have Cash or Amy, but I think he's so handsome. Hot, hot, hot. He seems full black with a lighter complexion. Well, I mean, like you'd say that about me, but my mom's half. So I think he's mixed. We'll find out. I bet you though, he'll have a white mom. Toby is mixed, I think. Teddy is mixed, I think. Teddy and Toby are both Nigerian though. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. Very interesting. Teddy is Portuguese and Cape Verde, I think. Okay. Is Cape Verde, is that in South Africa? That's my question. Hi, Lee. Thanks for joining. Thanks for the intel. Okay, what else happened in this episode other than me saying, shut up, Toby? I loved Faye calling him out. I didn't like Teddy telling her to shush. Yeah, when Toby goes and interrupts Liberty and Jake, I'm just like, just let's get rid of Toby. Like, I'm really done with him. Teddy has a conversation with Faye, though, and she's just like, he's like, come over here, and he's trying to apologize. And he's like, no, you come over here and kiss me. And she's like, I don't like you shouting at me across the like, you want to say something to me, don't talk to me like I'm a dog in front of people. Like, you can mention it to me when we're alone, and like, and we can have a discussion, but please don't disrespect me in front of everybody in the villa. So he seems to understand that, and I like that they didn't hold a grudge for a very long time. He came over and he kissed her, and then she went over and cuddled him a little bit. So I like that they were able to get over that pretty quickly, and that she stood her ground. She's like, hey, I don't like that. Don't do that to me. And he apologized, and they kissed and made up. I liked it. So when Hugo and when everyone's getting ready for bed, Faye goes and hugs Toby from behind while he's brushing his teeth and said that sorry for calling you a pussy. So also Faye is one that apologizes after she has any of these outbursts. I don't know if she said it to Brad after she called him a see you next Tuesday, but she did apologize to Chloe after they had their little fight. So she does recognize when she kind of blows up in the moment, and she apologizes. So I'm here for Faye. The next morning, the girls chat on the terrace, and Danny decides to bring AJ coffee, which I was a little bit surprised about. And Aaron, sweet soul, he brings Kaz and Lucinda a coffee. I thought that was interesting to note that he's in a couple with Kaz, but he doesn't disrespect her because he's interested in pursuing Lucinda. He still treats her with respect and like it's his couple and his friend. I like that. The boys in the kitchen, they talk about AJ being really easy to talk to and that she has good chat. And she does because she's older and she's been on probably a few more dates than most of them. But it doesn't say to me that she's going to stay in the villa, that they care about her enough to stay in the villa. But they do recognize that she's easy to talk to. We see Kaz and Faye and Danny talking about oceans, and then they get a text. And it's going to be the tour de Faye. Faye and Teddy are finally going to go on a date. And I thought it was a pretty cute date. They were riding bikes, and they both weren't very good at riding bikes, and they weren't taking themselves too seriously. And they were wearing helmets because they usually in the States, they don't wear helmets for any of these kind of dates, like horseback riding, stuff like that. And I'm like, wear helmets, so dangerous. And so then they sat down and they had a little bit of like a picnic. I like them together. They're pretty sweet. I like that Faye's starting to let down her guard. I feel like they're progressing in an organic manner. I like that it doesn't seem like he is going to get tired of her being a little bit closed off. Like he's willing to be there and wait. And they're kind of talking about like, we're good. We are good. We're in a good place. I like how we're going. I like how we're moving. And so me too. I like it. And Teddy says we get on like a house on fire. And so I think he really, really, really likes her and he's willing to put in the work. And I'm here for that, for them. So again, Toby tries to talk to Kaz and, you know, I don't know if that's the time where she said that she doesn't want to, she'll talk to him later or if that was beforehand. But this is where I wrote down, I think that Toby realizes his public perception and that he has to make nice with Kaz in order to have a chance staying in the villa. It's true, but I don't know if saying sorry now is going to save them if we have the choice. If the public has the choice, I think he's gone, especially if two other people that like a Danny and an AJ go, like then the next time there's a public vote, I think that Toby and Chloe would be like, gone. I got a text, and they're going to have a 70 themes party. I didn't really think that anybody looked 70s except for maybe AJ in her jumpsuit. But I love a theme. I love people dressing up. I love getting outfits. Hi, I'm Jordan. I'm convinced Love Island UK is trolling us. Why would they bring two girls? Isn't it obvious that men are the weakest link and the reason why the show is this boring? Yeah. I think they think that they'll get drama from girls stealing the guys, but the problem is the guys suck. No girl really cares about stealing the guys, and the girls don't care about holding on to them that much. Like, maybe Faye would be a little bit catty if someone tried to go for Teddy, but like Lucinda wouldn't really get that catty. Nobody else would get really catty. Just maybe Faye would try to hold, and maybe Liberty, but nobody's going for Jake. Sorry. So the men are the weakest swing. M. Jordan, I think we all need to get a job as producers of Love Island because we would create a better show. Just saying. So Toby eventually talks to Cass. I remember she was just filing her nails, and she's like, later. She's like, all right. And then she finally talks to him, and Aaron is there with them at first, and he comes over, and she's like, no, I don't need you. So she goes. She's really not bothered, and she finally just accepts his apology, and they hug, and he can feel better now that Cass accepts his apology. It's like, you're basic as well, Toby. Basic. Hugo, of course, friend zoning AJ. What else did you expect? As soon as he has somebody interested in him, he's going to friend zone them because he doesn't know how to be in a relationship, I don't think. So now Danny's a little bit of an option. He wants Danny to be an option. He kind of pushes her towards Danny, which is like, that's like almost like the push of death. Because it's like, oh, I don't want to be with you. Here, go with that person. So yeah, I don't feel bad about you not having anybody. Like, go and get coupled up. And I really annoyed me when he was like hugging her after. He's like, oh, come here, gorgeous. Like hugging her like after. I'm sorry, Hugo. I'm not feeling you right now. So Hugo tells Lucinda, Aaron, Chloe, and Toby about the fact that he just broke up with AJ, and they're like, what? Like, no, like, they're like, why are you doing this, Hugo? Like, they were so shocked. They're like, English? I thought it was a funny reaction because it's just like, it's kind of what we're saying. Like, why aren't you giving her a chance, at least, Hugo? Like, you're not going to get saved all the time by America or the United Kingdom and your Islanders. Like, eventually you're going to go. AJ chats with Danny, and this is when he kisses her, and I didn't think that she felt very comfortable with that kiss. And then lastly, Faye, I've got a text. Go to the fire pit. And so, yes, people are going to be in danger. So wait, did they say all these people? Lucinda, AJ, and Chloe are the bottom three women at risk of being dumped. And Teddy, Danny, and Toby. Oh my goodness. Would they do it to us? Would they just dump Chloe and Toby? Oh, no, it's the Islanders. Never mind. Picked by your fellow Islanders. So yeah, I think that AJ and Danny are gone. AJ and Danny are not going to have a chance in the villa. They're going to be gone. Yes, exactly, Netha. I'm here for it. I need people to drag these producers because they're not getting the clue, the hint. Also, why do they keep on bringing on more blondes when Kaz is the only non-blonde there? I don't know. Maybe she needs a blonde wig. And the two women bombshells are both white, I think. Yeah, they seemed white, or maybe like half Asian, half white. One of them could have easily have been someone of a different race. Well, maybe they just didn't choose anybody of a different race, or they think that like tan skin means diversity. I think Toby is going. They'll keep Teddy for Faye for sure. You think they're going to keep Danny? And the girls seem to recognize that it's not fair to kick Danny just because he's new. But they're going to kick AJ because she's new, no? If Danny was with Lucinda still, maybe. But because Danny doesn't really have a partnership, I think him and AJ are going to be gone. Oh, the audacity for Love Island to say that there's the most diverse cast ever. I know, I roll because there's one black woman in the cast and two mixed men. Come on. Just basing off the first look, it's weird to have all the bombshells leaving so quickly like this. Toby isn't going to go. Yeah, I know. I can keep on forgetting that it's not a public vote. It's the Islanders vote. I guess the producers want to keep Toby because if they send it to the Islanders, Toby will be gone. Chloe won't let that happen, though. No, I mean, because the women are going to pick for the guys, most likely, and the guys for the women. So it's going to be whether or not. Yeah, I think AJ and Danny are gone. Toby and Chloe recently went to the Hideaway. They ain't going anywhere. True. Chloe doesn't have a choice. True, because she's in the bottom. Even Hugo was just a tick box exercise. Oh, like diverse. He was born with with club foot, and he's a gym teacher. Diverse. One of the new girls, she is coming for Toby, so who knows? Okay, that's gonna be interesting. Brad and Lucinda went on a date, then we're in the bottom, and Brad left the same episode. That is true. That is true. That is true. Well, thank you everybody for joining me for today. It was a more interesting episode, more interesting than they have been before, but it was all because Kaz and Toby, like Kaz just following Toby, or Toby just following Kaz around the villa, trying to get her to apologize. And I like seeing the growth of Faye and Teddy. So I am going to go across the street and log in to do Love Island USA. So come on over there and join us so we can talk about more of our grievances. I have some more. I'll talk more about the after the island women and what they had to say, and the whole Cash and Corey of it all. So come over, but if you haven't done so, please subscribe to Reality Realness with 3 S's. Like this video, leave your comments. Tell me what you think about these producers. What are these producers doing? Do you think they're giving Kaz a real shot at finding love? Why do you think that they're not putting any good-looking men of diverse backgrounds in the villa? Good-looking women of diverse backgrounds in the villa? What is going to happen at Casa Amor? Are they going to even have anybody that's not blonde? Let me know your thoughts, please, please, please. Oh, yeah, no, I don't think that the Islanders are going to vote out Chloe and Toby. I think that Danny and AJ are going to go. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. They're gone. That's my thoughts. So please join us later. Thank you, everybody in the chat room. So Anna, M. Jordan, Netha, Sam, and if I've forgotten anybody, Lee, Jessica, Cassandra, Tasha, and if I've forgotten anybody, TG, Phil. I keep on seeing someone new. That's it, everybody, I think. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'll be on Across the Street, Love Island USA, starting in like 2 minutes. It's where we can talk about this last night's episode. So love you guys. Take care. Comment, subscribe, all that jazz.